So x squared minus 2x minus 4. Step number 1. Who could tell me what step number 1 was, just if anybody can remember? Step number 1, look in your journals. Get ready to raise your hand and tell me what step number 1 is. Hi, Maddie.
Hi. You like my battle scar? You can't see it.
What happened?
My 6'5" rocked me in the face.
Your what?
My 6'5" Creedmoor rocked my face.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so fun. I've seen your pictures this week.
Okay. Who could tell me what step number 1 was? We're going to find the axis of symmetry. So the first thing is we're going to find the axis of symmetry by going x equals negative b over 2a, or x equals negative of a negative 2 over 2 times 1, or 1. So x equals 1. That's the line of symmetry, right? Now that line is the symmetrical line. Everything on the left of that line is the same thing as everything on the right of that line, correct? Right? Okay. Step number 2, we're going to use that to find the vertex. So we're going to plug what we found for the line of symmetry in for your vertex. So we're going to get y equals 1 minus 2 minus 4, or y equals negative 5. And remember, your vertex is always written as an ordered pair. Just like your line of symmetry, your axis of symmetry is always written x equals, your vertex is always written as an ordered pair. Any questions on those 2 steps? Okay. Step number 3, where was it?
Find the Y-intercept.
Okay, what's our y-intercept in this equation?
Always
Okay, what's c?
negative 4.
Yeah, so your y-intercept is always c, and c is right there. Not with the x squared, not with the x. It's the constant over here by yourself. So our y-intercept's negative 4. Okay, so I'm actually going to start graphing it right now before we make a table, just to kind of show you what we're up to right now.
Where the heck is your grade book?
In your shorts.
I think I'm concussed.
You're concussed.
I think I
All right.
am.
So your vertex is 1, negative 5, so it's right there. Your line of symmetry is also right there. Now we have a point at negative 4, right? So this one right here, you remember the problem we did last time? They didn't, or the y-intercept wasn't on the graph. This one, the y-intercept is on the graph. It's at negative 4. So if we have a point right here, do we have another point right now? Where, Kason?
4, 2, negative 4, 3.
3, negative 4? Oh, yeah, right here, sorry. 2, negative 4, right? 2, negative 4, negative 4. So we have another point right here. Why is there another point right there, Kason?
Because you have to do the opposite.
Yeah, if there's a symmetrical line that cuts it in half, if you put a point right here, there has to be a point over there. Okay, step 4, we need to make a table. So how many points do we need to pick on the table?
5.
Okay, well we have to have 5. We already have 3. So how many x values do we need right now? We normally we need 2, but if we pick 2 right now, that's going to give us 7 points. So actually, if you can plot the y-axis, I mean the y-intercept, you only need to pick 1. Now, if you remember, your line of symmetry goes through here. You're supposed to pick points that are close to the y-intercept. Whoa, you need to pick points close to the axis of symmetry. So what's a point close to the axis of symmetry? Well, 2, why would we not want to pick 2? Someone other case and respond.
Oh, no, 3, my bad.
So why would you not want to pick 2?
Because there's already one there.
Yeah, there's already a point on 2. Does everyone see that? So the reason why you wouldn't want to pick 2 for your x value is because there's already a point on 2. So I'd actually do what he said right there, and I'd pick 3. Or you can come over here and pick negative 1. You wouldn't want to pick 0 because there's already a point on 0. So 3 or negative 1, they give you the exact same point. Okay, so now we're going to go back up to our original graph and plug 3 in. So y equals 9 minus 6 minus 4, or y equals negative 1. So 3 and negative 1, and then you're going to have a matching point over there. And there's your 5 points. Yeah, 3 squared, sorry. And there's your parabola.
So did you cut your hair after the game? Like
Your last night.
You cut last night?
I told my wife I had to grow it out till we lost, so it's probably a good thing we lost because it was getting out of hand.
You really made that bet?
No, I told
I would have
her.
known that bet. You should have told the team that. I bet they would have won.
It was getting. Did you not notice how long my hair was? I could grab it and I could put it underneath my eye. It's just curly, so you couldn't tell, but it was that long. Longest it's been in.
No, could you, so starting now, can you grow our hair out till our senior year graduation?
No.
Please?
Okay,
We'll have like curly hair.
you guys ready for another? Lisa, you ready? Okay. Y equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. Alright, I'm going to do this one just a touch quicker here. Step number 1, line of symmetry. X equals negative b over 2a, or x equals negative of a negative 4 over 2 times 1 or 2. So x equals 2. Look, I'm going to plot them one thing at a time here. 1, 2. Boom. Line of symmetry. Look at that. Yeah. Remember, you can't plot a line of symmetry on Alex, but I can because I'm doing it on paper. Step number 2, vertex. We find the vertex by plugging the line of symmetry back into our equation for all the x's. So y is going to equal 4 minus 8 plus 3, or negative 1. Is that right? No. Yes. No. Yes. No, no, yes. No. Is that right? 4 minus 8 negative b over 2a. Okay. So your vertex is 2 and negative 1. Remember, your vertex is always written as an ordered pair. So 2, negative 1. Boom. Vertex plotted. Look at this. Can we plot our y-intercept? Where's it? What's our y-intercept?
3.
Nice, says the guy from the corner. 3. Now look, we have this point. We can put a matching point over here, but look, this is 2 spots away from the axis of symmetry. So we can go 1, 2 spots away over here. All right, we got 3 points.
Why would you do that?
Well, see how you had to pass 1 point to get to the axis? So you had to pass 1 point to get to it over here.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay, step 4, we're going to make an XY table. We already have 3 points, so we only need to pick one x value. Which x value do you want to pick? Someone said it would. So think about it. Do we have a point on 1? No, so pick it. It's right next to it. There's no point on 1. Anywhere right through here, there's not a point. So here we go. We're going to plug 1 in. So y equals 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 3. Or y equals 1 minus 4 plus 3. Is that 0? Nice. So we have a dot right there. And then a matching dot over there. Look at that.
Like you did 3, but you skipped 1.
Right here?
Yeah.
Well, look right here, okay? Because there's a point right there, right? And another one right there.
Yeah.
So the y-intercept is 3, right?
Yeah.
So we had to, see, it's 2 away from the line of symmetry.
Oh, so you have, okay.
So we had to go 2 away over here. See that? Does everyone see that? Because the y-intercept is 2 away from the line of symmetry. 1, 2, we have to go 2 away here. 1, 2. The exact same thing on both sides. Okay, questions so far? All right, let's do a harder one. Those were easy. Oh, Maddie.
What?
Screw this, Maddie. I'll do it this way, Maddie. I would like to think I could come up with these off the top of my head. But honestly, if I came up with one, who knows what it would look like. One day I'm going to be like, you want to know what? Screw 'em. I'm doing it. And then you guys are going to be like, why are these so hard? And I'm going to say, what? You're not. Back off my Kool-Aid. Okay, here we go. All right, Casey, I'm going to let you actually know. Dan, pick a number between 1 and 20. 7, huh? Okay. Here we go. Wow, this is going to be a tough one. Y equals negative 3x squared plus 6x minus 1. Why would you pick this one? You're a jerk. You are a jerk. All right, here we go. Step number 1. We're going to plot the axis of symmetry. So x equals negative b over 2a, or x equals negative 6 over 2 times a negative 3 or 1. Nice, Dan. Hey, that's nice. 1, Dan. Dan picked a good one, actually. Here we go, Dan. Dan the pumpkin man. Here we go. Axis of symmetry. Engaged. Here we go. Dan, step number 2, we're going to find the vertex, right? Okay, so we're going to find the vertex. So we're going to plug in 1 into our x's to get a y value back. So y is going to equal negative 3 plus 6 minus 1, or y equals 2. So, Dan, our vertex is 1, 2, man. What? Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2, pick up his shoes. 3, 4, shut the door. All right. Here's an interesting question. Dan, the pumpkin man. Dan, what's our y-intercept? Good, Dan. It's negative 1. Nice. Nice. Way to come up with that, man. So y-intercept is negative 1. So if we have a point there, we're going to have a matching point right there. Holy cow, what's this graph going to look like? It's going to open down. Look at this. It's going to look like this. You want to know how I know before I even started graphing this that this graph was going to open down? How? Anybody? See this right here? If A is ever negative, the graph is going to open down. If A is positive, the graph will open up. So this one's actually going to open down. But let's finish it. We got to get an XY coordinate. We already have 3, so we only need one X coordinate. Which one do you guys want to pick? 3 or negative 1? Which one? Oh, why would you pick negative? All right, here we go. Negative 1. He picked negative 1 like a weirdo. All right, so y equals negative 3, negative 1 squared, plus 6 times the negative 1 minus 1. Or y equals negative 1 squared is 1, so negative 3 minus 6 minus 1. Or y equals negative 10. Negative 1 and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. With a matching point over there. Look at this. Look at this funny looking parabola. This one looks, because it's right there. And there's your parabola. Doesn't bend inward, but yeah. Pretty cool, right? Okay, Maddie, are you done with Alex? Because I need to get on and find him a problem on my
No,
homework.
because I literally don't know how to get to your grade book.
All right, well, in due time, Maddie. Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you guys another problem. We're going to do one more of these. Who in here is pretty confident with this, that they think they can do one? Raise your hand high if you're 50% confident or higher. Good. I at least got 8 hands up. 8's better than 0. But on the count that Lane didn't raise his hand, but I don't even know if Lane's been paying attention. I know, I'm looking at you. I've looked at you 3 or 4 times. Lane's over here doing this when I'm teaching. Lane, I'm proud of you, man. You're a hero. All right, here we go. Now that Maddie is officially done with this, now I can get to work. All right, here we go. Woo! Yep, this is the one I wanted because you're going to see one of these on your homework. I would encourage you to write down this one inside your journal for sure. Here we go. Y equals negative x squared minus 8x minus 15. Okay. Step number 1. We're going to find the line of symmetry, which is found going x equals negative b over 2a. Now this is kind of interesting. What is a in this problem? Negative 1, right? Okay, good. So we're going to have x equals negative of a negative 8 over 2 times a negative 1, or negative 4. 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. So x equals negative 4 is your line of symmetry. Should we graph it right now? Yeah, why not? Oh boy, where's this thing going to end up being? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's the line of symmetry. Step number 2, and this is the part I wanted to focus on here with the way this problem is worded. If x equals negative 4, we're going to have a negative 4 squared minus 8 times a negative 4 minus 15. Now there is a reason why I chose this problem. This is the most common mistake when it comes to graphing parabolas out of any other mistake out there. Is when it's just a negative x squared in the very front. And mark my words, today people raise their hand and be like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. And I'll say, well, check your math. Because this is negative times a negative 4 squared. So does anyone know what this becomes? Negative times negative 4 squared. Yeah, it's actually a negative 16. Okay, it's not a positive 16, it's a negative 16. Plus 32 minus 15, or, is that 1? So your vertex is negative 4 and 1. That's fun. Okay, what's the y-intercept? Yeah, but we can't plot that, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, we're not going to be able to plot negative 15. So, negative 15 is not going to happen. So if we can't plot the y-intercept, what do we have to do? No, we can't just make the graph. I like your attitude. You weren't here last Friday, so you would have no idea how to do this plot. Who can tell me? What do you do if you don't have it, if you can't plot the y-intercept?
Choose one closest to each side.
Well, what's step number 4 is to make an XY table. What do you have to do? So instead of picking 1 point, we're going to pick 2 points. Okay, so what x values do you want to pick?
Negative 5, negative 3.
Why? No, that would give you the exact same point. So look, this is good. I like negative 3, but I don't want to pick negative 5 too. Because if I plot negative 3, negative 5 will be the exact same point, right? Yeah, so I'd go negative 3, negative 2. You don't want to do the exact same point on both sides, so like 1 away, because it'll give you the exact same point if you do negative 3, negative 5. So you want to do 2 next to each other, like negative 3, negative 2. Okay. So once again, here we go. y equals negative of a negative 3 squared minus 8 times a negative 3 minus 15. Or, is that 0? Sure is. It's 0. Negative 9 plus 24 is 15, minus 15 is 0. So negative 3 and 0, which means you're going to have a matching point right there. Negative 2 is negative 4 plus 16 minus 15, or is that 3? So this one also opens down. And it looks like this. Okay, so we have negative 2, 3, and negative 3. If you have a point over here, you're going to have a matching point over there. If you have a point right here, you're going to have a matching point over there. And so on. Right here. So I plugged in negative 2 into my equation. Remember, these x values you pick, you're going to plug back into your original equation up here. Yep, solve it for y, and then whatever you get, we'll go right here, and that'll make an ordered pair right there. So negative 2, negative 3. You will. Okay? Questions so far? Alright, so today you're going to be asked to graph. I'm going to give you 4 problems to graph these parabolas, okay? 2 of them will have where you can plot the y-intercept, I think, and 2 of them you won't be able to. So, 4 problems I think is plenty. Tomorrow we'll spend time identifying, looking at graphs and working backwards. We'll spend a few days in 2-1 is what I'm saying. Okay, you start saying 2-1. Yeah, we're 5-10 days away from the end of the term. 10 days away from the end of the term. It's October 5th. Maddie,
Yeah.
15 years ago today.
What?
15 years ago today, I went in to the MTC. 15 years ago today.
You went on a mission?
Yeah.